All right, cool. All right, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the Black People Know Things live stream here on Twitch. I'm excited for our second installment of our 2016 Albums in Review series. If you missed the first one that we did for Solange's A Seat at the Table, you can go and check that full clip, full video, unedited in its entirety out on the Black People Know Things YouTube, featuring Matthew, who's joining us again tonight, and my friend Janae out in Denver. I'm still working on getting that edited and chopped up to where we can put some digestible clips on social media, but it was an hour and a half long stream, so it's taking me a little bit longer than I would like, but we're getting there slowly but surely. I've kind of broken it down so far into each question, and each question was like 15 minutes long, so I got to break it down to each answer, and we're getting there slowly but surely, but we'll get those clips out there eventually. So I'm super excited to jump into our second installment tonight, which we're going to be talking about Anti by Rihanna 10 years later. And I'll admit that this is an album that I kind of skipped over in 2016. It wasn't in a lot of my run throughs at that time. I wasn't, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm the biggest Rihanna fan in the world. So I was kind of, it wasn't on my radar at the time, but I've been listening to it all week, driving back and forth to work on my commute. And I am happy to say, maybe happy and or sad to say, that I severely missed out. I am pleasantly surprised, still now in 2016, kind of being like my first time hearing the entire album. Like, obviously heard some bits and pieces, but it's my first time hearing the album, from top to bottom, straight through. And I am pleasantly surprised and disappointed in myself for missing it 10 years ago, but happy that I got to hear it with my 2026 ears and enjoy it at quite a great way. So, joining me tonight, I got a few friends. I have someone who joined from my gaming and anime group chat who is muted. I don't know if she's just muted because she doesn't know if she wants to participate, but
I,
she's gonna.
I'm here. No,
Okay,
I'm here. I'm
perfect.
here.
I know you're like kind of at work, or I don't know if you are off
I
work.
just got off of work,
You
so
just
I'm
got off
just
work.
doing shit.
Got it. Got it. But I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves, introduce, their credentials of why they want to be here or why they chose to be here, and then we'll kind of just jump into the discussion. So I don't know who wants to go first. The floor is y'all's.
Okay, my name is Renee. I wanted to join because one, I love Rihanna. Two, this was a very good album, even though I'm very sad it was her last album that she gave us, but it's still like up there in the top works for it to be still in discussion today. And then three, I just wanted to do something to just decompress. And I love music. So talking about music is a good way for me to just de-stimulate myself.
There you go. Thank you for joining us tonight, Renee.
I
We
couldn't.
doing?
Yeah. I'm Matthew from Milwaukee. Playlist scholar, album archivist, all titles I just gave myself because I really just am obsessed with listening to music, and just like the putting together of a project. I'm really excited to talk about this album as a not Rihanna fan. Love Rihanna, but like, am I reaching for Rihanna regularly? I am not. This album, however, constantly in rotation, and it was sort of my dark horse of 2016. Like, of everybody who was releasing music that year, because everybody was releasing their best work, did I expect Rihanna to come out in the top three for that year? I did not, but she did. So super excited to talk about this album.
What's good, y'all? I'm Genesis Renji, Emmy-nominated rapper. So I got the resume to be here. Actual ball knower, a Rihanna fan, and a anti-advocate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to defend the greatest album of 2016. Man, let's get it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Y'all let a lot of hype distract y'all in 2016. We're gonna just say that. But let's go.
ooh, that's that's a
2016 was a good year, so I
It was a great
mean,
year. It was a lot of hype that year too.
yeah.
yeah. So this project for Black People Know Things started when I read an article. I want to say it was it might have been by Rolling Stone. I can't remember who it was by, but they posted an article that 2016 was the best year for Black music since 1984. And I went back and looked, comparing 1984. 1984 was, I mean, it had two, like, obviously top notch, like, top of the charts, all time greats, Purple Rain and Thriller. And then it's like, everything else is like, it's some great stuff, but it's kind of like the rest of the bunch is like top two in the rest of the bunch. And then 2016 is just like, so you saying it's a lot of hype in 2016. That's we'll get to
I'm
that
saying
later.
there was, yeah. No, there was a lot of good music that came out that year, but y'all let certain shit overlap a lot of other shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. And so
That I can
yes.
agree with.
And so yeah, that's how this project kind of started, was that article. And then it actually, fun fact, I know obviously I have some friends who are at DreamCon who are probably not in the stream tonight, but we had a very spirited discussion in our group chat about how 2016 was overrated. I had a friend who is, I have a friend in my group chat who is anti 2016. He's just like, 2016 is overhyped. It was like,
How old was he? How old was he?
He's
30,
32?
31, one of those two. He's
30,
around
30,
our
32?
age-ish, yeah.
Oh, he just
It
didn't
has
like his life.
ears. Oh.
He didn't like his life. He hated life. 2016 was really like that. And I'm not a nostalgic person. 2016 was like that.
2016 is definitely, I don't know what it is about it, but 2016 was actually one of the greatest years of my life. Don't know what it is about it. I will give anything to have that feeling back as an adult now, but I don't know what it is. I just can't let go of that feeling.
That was the last we got Obama. That's what the fuck it was. Like the shit.
It's been all downhill since Obama's last
It's
year.
been all downhill since Barack left, bro.
But yes,
Obama for real.
so we went to the BlurredCon convention this past March, and so he was so adamant about his 2016 being overrated take that he made us play a game. We played a versus at our Airbnb where it was 2016, I want to say, versus 2014, because he was adamant. He was like, 2016 is overrated, 2014 was way better. And
if he would have went to 2013, he might have had you.
And so we had like a whole thing where he was like, we did a versus, and it was, I mean, and somehow I want to say that I didn't play. I wasn't there that evening for that night because I refused to do the 2016 slander. But I think somehow they said 2014 ended up winning. But I just think niggas wasn't playing the game right, is all I'm gonna say. If that ended up happening, the categories didn't match up or something. The game was slanted against 2016 because the nigga who was running the game doesn't like 2016.
Makes sense. That sounds about right for him.
It's on brand for CJ, but it's all good because I want him to get in one of these conversations because he is also
He got 2014 ass name, CJ.
But he's a music aficionado. He's very much, rapper, engineer, producer. He's a music scholar himself. So like
Knowledgeable.
he's very knowledgeable. So like he has his reasons, and like his reasons are valid. But I just think he's kind of like one of those, he doesn't like hype. So he's like kind of one of those people like the shit that he likes is just not, he don't like the popular shit kind of thing. So it's like a little bit of
That
that
nigga don't
too.
like fun. He beating around the bush. That nigga don't like fun. He beating around the bush. Okay.
He a fake rebel. I got it.
That's the going take, is that he doesn't like fun. That's the going take in the group. But yeah, so yeah, anyway, off topic, way off track. But so we're here doing the second installment of our 2016 album series. We have a lot more albums to cover, but we just haven't gotten a lot of people to sign up for some of the other albums. So I plan on going through some of the albums and putting out some more content with some of the ones, because nobody signed up for Coloring Book. I was shocked by that. I don't think
Wait,
listen,
me
man.
up. I'm going to the tour.
We're gonna have that was another one that I think was overhyped. That's just me.
Overhyped. Okay. It's not the episode.
That was overhyped. I can only give
Okay,
you 2
so
songs off of Coloring Book. I can't give you no others. I can't name them.
all right,
I
all
mean,
right, all right.
I think because I yeah, niggas our age, like I think we just love acid rap so much that it's just everything was kind of like a fall off after acid rap. So I can accept that if that's the comparison. But
That's a valid take.
I think coloring book is
I'm
good
not
in
saying
its
Coloring
own
Book is
right.
bad.
Yeah, it's good in its own
Yeah,
right. It's just not
I
acid rap.
yeah,
Um,
I acknowledge what it did for the industry.
yeah.
That's really where Coloring Book
Yeah.
gets the salute for me.
Yeah, nope. I didn't have. I don't think anybody signed up for "Awaken My Love" for the 2016 reviews.
Did you ask
Uh,
Mikey?
yes, I mean, she was included. She said, she's like, I only want to do blonde. She was like, fuck everything
That nigga
else.
she don't know ball. That's what the problem is. I'll do Awaken My Love with you. She don't know ball. That's not a
She's
ball
just,
knower for real.
she's
She
just,
We
she's
listens
just,
to
ever
she's
one
gonna
just,
song
go?
on
Okay.
repeat.
yeah, she's just too sad. She got to do her sad shit. She got to get her blonde shit,
Are
and
you
that's
ever
it.
gonna go over Kendrick Lamar's Untitled?
Uh,
That was in 2016.
Is telephone an
He
option?
not gonna do that.
I
Telephone was
put I
fire.
so Mikey also signed up for telephone. She signed up for telephone, but she's the only person who signed up for telephone. So I left individual signups to the side because I was like, I got to coordinate group people first, and then individual people I can like easily coordinate. I was like, motherfuckers who did multiple signups, I got to get that shit out the way first. So she did sign up
Mm.
for. I think she signed up for blonde and telephone. But I definitely want to do a
You have one
telephone
for Divine
discussion.
Feminine?
You said what?
For the Divine Feminine, Mac Miller?
No, unfortunately we're
No.
we,
Mac Miller's black adjacent, brother. We not about to do that.
we
Okay,
are
I thought you was doing just music in
One
general
of us.
in 2016.
One of us.
we are as much as I love Mac Miller, I cried like a baby the day he died. This is a Wigga free stream zone. Um,
Disrespect him with that tag. He was different.
I love him to death. Yes, he's very different. He's the only white rapper that I support. He's the only white rapper that I enjoy. But this is a color only drinking fountain. So um
Only crazy.
and
Wait, I gotta
so
I gotta check something real quick there. That means hold on. Go ahead, keep going, brother.
so we got some other albums. We got a lot of shit come. We got a lot of things. Yeah, like Malibu, Anderson Paak wasn't what like I don't think anyone signed up for that one, and that's someone I wanted to talk about. I definitely wanted to. I was hoping we'd get a few more people to sign up for a few more albums, but we got plenty of year left. So we're just gonna catch the summer because I'm
Oh,
not
you
teaching this in the summer, but we got some more time. We got plenty of time to catch up. So but tonight I'm gonna start talking about Future and other albums. We're talking about Rihanna. We're talking about Anti. We're talking about probably, arguably, dropped maybe the song of the decade. Like probably the most not best, but like most popular. Like could not go anywhere in the world without hearing fucking work. Every Aeropostale, every mall you went into, every store in every mall, you were hearing work like every 5 minutes. And so it's like I said, it was not an album that I probably listened to in its entirety until this week. And I thoroughly enjoyed it in 2026. And so I'm excited to hear y'all's take on it. So I guess we'll just jump into it. What did this album mean to you when it came out in 2016? What like, if you can go back 10 years ago, what did this album mean to you when it dropped?
where do we begin? All right. For me, I'm a Rihanna fan. Rihanna fan. Been listening to Rihanna her whole career. And I'm also an artist. So I'm a big fan of seeing people's progression, whether it's a growth or a decline in their careers. So Anti for me in 2016 was the beginning of being outside for real. Like I'm 34, so Whip, we outside. Summer at the studio, we outside. Like this was one of the outside soundtracks for us. And To me, this was Rihanna's magnum opus. It was all right. She done finally reached to a point as an artist where I don't think she can outdo this. She's been in this game since she was 14, 15. She's been consistently dropping hits year after year, and she finally gave us an album that sounded like Rihanna. Like sounded she gave us a Robin album, in all honesty. Like, this is who I am as a person, this is what I wanted to make. This is my first release as an independent artist. Independent in the sense of I've done this thing under my own label and imprint. In all comparisons, because I know that we're gonna get here, this isn't comparing the two people, but this is essentially her four. So it's here's my first thing under my own breath, my own ideas, me taking a lead. And for me, this is some of her best songwriting, meaning like collaboration with songwriters. This is easily some of her best vocal performance and singing. And there was enough diversity on here that still felt cohesive. To me, this is one of the few like perfect albums that I truly enjoy, top to bottom, no skips, nothing. So out the park, she did it.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yeah, like I said, this was like my dark horse of 2016. Nothing against Rihanna. She's always been like I can count on her for a good single, but I was never reaching for her album. I never felt like her albums were super cohesive, and that's a big thing for me. If I'm gonna listen to a project, I want to balance it. I was like, these are all great songs to club to, but I don't get the point of the project. This was the first time I was like, this is like a cinematic experience. And for an album that didn't have many visuals, I was like, every time I listen to it, I feel like transformed somewhere. Like Rihanna is in Gotham, like we're on an adventure, a heist somewhere. Like this whole thing feels like it happens in one night. I feel like every time I listen to it, it's an experience. Um, it was super important to me because 2016, I'm fresh out of like probably the first significant long term relationship of my life. I've got the three legendary Bird albums, To the Table, Anti, and Lemonade, all going at once. And I was like, each one of them is serving a different purpose. And like to your point, this was like I'm outside, like I'm trying to be outside. And so turning on Anti when I'm like, what will Rihanna do? I'm gonna go be some debauchery and then come home, get drunk, and also deal with the consequences of this said debauchery. So um I agree that it was probably the first time I want to say take seriously because that feels super disrespectful, but it's the first time that like to me she is stepping out as a artist with artists who arguably were taken more serious than her and like being held in the same conversation artistically. Not just because she's cool, not because the song bopped, but like the project stood up to like not comparisons, but like Kanye has an album out, Beyonce has an album out, Solange has an album out, Rihanna has an album out that's in the same conversation. So I was pleasantly surprised for the album.
I can agree with them a lot. Like for me, when this album first came out, I was in my sophomore year of college, and it really signified like a lot of staples in my life around that time. Like our first time living on my own, got my own job, being able to do what I want to do. But I can look back now, 10 years later, and listen to every single song and know exactly what was going on in my life and reminisce and have a good time feeling in that reminiscence. It's very rare for me to find songs, especially a whole complete album where I am emotionally attached to and mentally attached to. Like I can go back and listen to this album and still continue to grow as a person individually with each song and as a whole as a cohesive unit of the album.
Yeah. Like I said, as someone who didn't like outside of like the big singles who didn't really have a 2016 experience with this entire album, it feels like knowing her prior work at the time, like this feels like it feels like it was her first album where she was like I know people like say I forget the name of the album, the BDSM shit that was like her grown up album, whatever. But this feels like her adult album. Like this feels like a mature, fully thought out like project. Like not not something like she just was like, oh, I'm gonna make like a concept of an album. Like this feels like like kind of like you said, like we've had Rihanna albums, but this was a Robin album. This feels like a soundtrack to like Fenty. This feels like a Fenty album. Like it feels like you see her coming out of her shell, coming out of like I am I'm an artist now. I'm not just this pop sensation. I'm not just this like flash in the pan. I'm going to make these like smash hits and like that's going to carry my career. Like I'm going to make a cohesive full project and it really works. Like it really like hits a lot of great notes and it feels to me it was also one of like thinking about like her early work and thinking about like some of the big hits, like I think um it stands out where it feels like there's like just like a passion in this album that was like missing prior. And you don't know like where it exactly is coming from. Like you don't know if there was like I don't remember what was going on in her life in 2016. Like, but like it feels like I hear this album and like kind of thinking of like with your metaphor with like the legendary birds, like I hear like now like having heard this project, like I hear that so much more now because they do sound like these are three albums that have very very similar like I don't know if it's like not concepts but they are coming from the same place. Like there's a rage in all three of those albums that like I could not really appreciate without having heard this album before fully. Like I think you have like the quiet rage of Seat at the Table, and then we have like kind of like the sad, like there's like a sad rage with Lemonade of like this introspective, like how could you have done this to me of Lemonade, and then you have like no fuck you, I'm gonna get my get back of anti rage, and I really can appreciate that like every song it just like felt like you could feel that like there was something happening in her life at that time when she made this that like she would like this was a fuck you to somebody, and I can really really appreciate that because I'm all about getting your get back, as long as you're not physically hurting somebody. I'm always down for a good get back, and I like really can appreciate in this that in this album.
She did shoot someone in the video, but it was just a video.
It's a
You know.
video, we're all down for some artistic violence. Artistic violence is okay. We just did a watch party for I Love Boosters last night, a great little artistic little semi-violent movie, and then we did Is God Is for a watch party. So we're all down. We're down for a little artistic
That
violence.
is.
You got to get some revenge sometimes. Life is hard, but artistically get your revenge. Make a poem about somebody or something. Make a rap, make a rap song about somebody. Let me leave you a voicemail so you can put it on your album intro about somebody.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So I think I heard your answer kind of to this, Jen. So is this, and I think I'm assuming I know everyone's answer, but is this Rihanna's magnum opus? Is this her piece de
Absolutely.
resistance? This is her.
Absolutely.
This is her. This is her. This is the one.
I don't want R9. I don't want the next Rihanna album. I'm good with Rihanna never making music again. There are very rare times where an artist makes a body of work and you like,
Really?
I'm okay if you never do this again. And I'm good if she never. This is a great album to end your career on musically. If you don't want to do any more albums, go do the Smurf soundtracks. What the fuck ever. You know what I'm saying? Go do all that.
Not the
Another body
Smurf
of work. I love Rihanna,
soundtracks.
but another body of work. I'm good. I'm good. She did it. She did it to the point where I remember when this dropped and some time passed, and we get to the point where we're like, damn, who not dropping? Rihanna's not. Oh, we ain't heard nothing from Rihanna in a while, but she gave us anti. Like that's what it's been for the last 10 years. She gave us anti. We good.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good. So no, this is definitely yeah. She's done it. She's done it.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed. People hate when I say this, but I'm just gonna say it. It's her miseducation. Like it's done. Like
That's
there's
tough.
I was just
yeah
thinking that.
yeah.
I was just
That's
thinking that
tough.
in my head.
That's
When
tough.
he was
I like that.
talking, I was like, I wanted to say it, but I was just like, I'm gonna let him finish. But I was literally just thinking that.
I feel like if anything else, she wants to do like a passion project where she's doing like music from the diaspora. I'm cool with that. But like as far as this genre, be done. You know, you want to experiment, play with other people, cool. Um, but I think it's hard to make a solidly like R&B like cornerstone album and do anything else. Particularly when you play the age game too. Not being ageist, but it's like, what are you going to talk about moving forward? Like you can't keep talking about this stuff, you know. So what else is there? I almost feel like I'm like, I don't think there is anything else there yet to talk about. Like
Yeah.
10 years from now, she got a story to tell. Cool. But right now, it's like I'm raising my babies. I'm a billionaire. I
We,
don't really
we,
have anything to talk to y'all
we just gotta
about,
wait
you
for
know.
we gotta wait for Rocky to fuck up, I guess.
That ain't happening,
Oh,
bro.
he's fucking
Nah,
up
hell
now.
nah.
All right.
Nah, that nigga
He
know
been
better.
fucking up lately.
Hey, he know where home is. He ain't fucking that up.
That nigga was a concert. That nigga was on tour and his concert on stage talking about something. If I was single, I'll fuck all of you bitches right now. That nigga
That's
been
called
tripping
showmanship.
lately.
That's called showmanship.
No.
I was in a relationship, rapping at bitches in their faces. That's called showmanship. It's a job.
Hey,
My God.
sometimes you
No.
gotta let baby mama at home know. Hey, I still got it. Hey, that's just just so we all
And
clear.
keeping it a buck, not assuming anything. Sometimes baby mama be with that shit. Talk crazy to them. Ooh, I like that. Like, yeah. But
You know,
hey,
to
we're
be
not here to
honest, she
talk
seemed
about
like the
that.
type of person that like that shit. Who knows?
No, yeah, no. He know better. He ain't stupid. He just we got on Clay's ass about we got on Clay's ass about fumbling Meg. If you fumble billionaire Ree, nah, we booting Rocky. Rocky got to go to another planet, dog. You can't you not that you can't come back from that one, dog. You that's a fumble you don't recover from. That's an all time. You fucking like a billionaire Ree, all time
Not to
great artist,
Mind you, he
businesswoman.
already
We can
fumbled her one
we can
time. This is
we can
second
remove
chance.
billionaire from it. You just you just fucking over Ree. It's crazy.
honestly, she not to jump ahead, but
Listen.
like she addresses this on the album. I'm Rihanna. You're just something to do. Like you needed me. I don't actually need any of you niggas. I could be Rihanna
Mhm.
and be happy. So I was like, that's the fumble. We don't need to say anything. You lost me. I'm Rihanna. That's
What's
was
the,
sad.
what's the opening line on Woo? I bet that bitch ain't never made you cry. Hey, you got it,
Talk about
babe.
it.
Hey, you got it, babe. You
Talk about
right.
it.
um, so just checking in on the chat a little bit. We had a lot of people. Most people agree with y'all that this was obviously the magnum opus. We had the visuals were incredible on the album. She put a lot of effort into the videos. I feel like Anti was her first urban album. I don't think she had really any Euro dance shit on it. Uh, this feels right, yeah. Um, she had a couple of features that slapped in 2017. She if she dropped new music, she's just gonna shade Tyler.
I can see it. I
that
can
that
see it.
we gotta stop with these age wars. We gotta stop letting these old artists pick on these new artists. We gotta let everybody just live. I'm trying, what else? That's pretty much that's what we got. I feel like that's her plan is to just walk away with this being it. That's a she's
Like
got a big
I thought that
she's
was
gonna
her
spend
plan
the rest of our
originally.
lives telling us she's in the studio. She's gonna always say I'm in the studio, in the studio. We never gonna get nothing. And I'm fine with that. If you
Oh,
never give us anything. If you give us something, I'm gonna have a problem. Don't give us shit. Please lead us on till we die. I'm good with that.
it's gonna be like the Chronic. It's gonna be the album that's constantly
Yes,
being
yes,
made and
yes,
never
yes,
there.
yes,
And
yes.
yeah, I think because when you say like I don't need R9, like if you're 8 albums deep, you've done more than enough. We're not talking about like a Lauryn Hill who has, obviously like not counting Fuji shit. Like we're not talking about someone who just has one album. This is someone who
And
has
we
a
also got to
body of
remember.
work.
One and a
We
half.
also got to remember.
She
This
got
is
that
this
live,
is.
the NCO unplugged.
That shit don't count.
I don't know.
That's what I said, one and a
This
half.
this is also we got. This is 8 albums in a 10-year span. Like
Yeah.
Shorty was putting out albums every other
Work
year,
working.
touring videos. Like she was over at Def Jam slaving. So that's really what when you were like, I don't know what was going on in her life. Was she was out that contract? That's what the fuck was going on, and she made this album.
Doing
It's her
I
first
done
time with
broke
movies.
like
the
a
shack.
break.
I done broke the shackles and I'm free.
Yeah, it's like the first year she like
Yeah,
got to breathe because it was 4 years since the last one. So I'm like, yeah, I mean,
unapologetic. Yeah,
it was proof that like if you get time to sleep and eat and not work, you can make some
you gonna come
things.
up with some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. And like she was doing movies, like she was busy. Like and and then
Mhm.
I'm assuming I don't know exactly when like Fenty like was starting between the makeup and then the law
That was
like
around that time. 'Cause she
so
had the
like
shoot contract with Puma for it first. And then she
mm.
started dropping the makeup and shit like that. Because I had a pair of Fenty shoes back in 2015. So
Oh,
this was
oh yes, yeah,
before Anti
real
came out.
fan. So yeah, so like we're talking about an artist who has done more than enough to like walk away on top. And I think that's one of the things that we often like when we talk about in a comparison to like we had the Solange conversation last time where it's like, oh, Solange has, what, 4 albums, 4 or 5? Five. So it's like
She had,
five is fair, but 5 over like a 20 year career. So that's like we might need a little bit
for
more
that
Solange.
for that for that tier of artists, that makes sense though. Because I
yeah,
divide my artists into tiers off of the type of artist you are. Solange isn't a commercial artist. So you
Yeah.
giving me 5 over a 20-year span is that's on part of me. You're an artiste, and you just happen to make enough money that the label gonna throw you some more bread for the next one.
You just gotta put that little E at the end, and that's how you get that pass.
Yeah, yeah.
So all
Everybody
right,
don't get that
so
either.
a lot of people don't get that E. A lot of people
'cause
unfortunately don't get that E. All right, so we talked about what this album meant to y'all in 2016. What does this album still mean to you in 2026? Like, is it still in your rotation still today? And like, what does it still represent to you today? Do you have the same feelings 10 years later? Do you have different feelings? Do you interpret it a little bit differently? Like you talk about, like Matthew, you talk about you had a very specific, like, bad, like, relationship shit. I'm a while out, do this thing. Like, I mean, not, maybe you are still doing that. I'm not going to judge. We listen and we don't judge. But like, you might be in a different place as we get older. We're 10 years older, we're 10 years wiser. Like, does this album reflect the same? Do you feel the same feelings about it? What does it mean to you in 2026 now?
For me, it's still in regular rotation. I think I feel like I constantly grow into Anti. I feel like it's one of those albums where like whoever this person is that Anti represents, like if that's what Rihanna finished, like kudos to her. That's how she's not making any more albums. I'm not that person yet. Like still, I think I made it to like needed me. It's like where I'm in the development. Not wild, not like the first half, but like I feel like I'm at the point where I'm like, nah, if you fumble me, you fumble me. Like I'm cool. I'm not gonna do what I was doing in 2016. But still in regular rotation because I just think it's one of those albums that is going to be timeless because of how intricate she was with each of the sounds. Like, there's not one sound that you're going to get tired of. I also think that she was genre bending so much that sort of like what I said with Solange, like it's ahead of the time. Like people are still trying to do what she did with Anti. So like for some time, this is still going to feel fresh every time you listen to it. And I think that's because at the same time as you were saying, her eye was looking forward in so many directions. Like the fashion world was picking up, so you had this song playing for new trends there. I think visually, while I don't think it was like the best visuals of 2016, she was definitely making things. I was like, is this like Tekken? Did she like make Tekken in the video? Like, I think she was using techniques that I was like, this is just gonna feel fresh. Um, so I guess I'll finish by saying, like, as of right now, I feel like there's an essence of cool that, like, oh yes, this is sort of like fuck you rage. Like, it ends off on like a essence of like, and I'm done with it,
Mhm.
And I think every time I listen to it, like I get closer to that end point, the closeout of it.
Mm.
Mm.
It's not an album that I particularly have in rotation currently. I have listened to it here and there, bits and pieces in the past, but I feel like if I were to today sit down and re-listen to the whole album front to end, I probably feel like this is one of those albums that would probably like re-solidify me as a person and re-ground and recenter me, just strictly because of what it meant to me back then. And I felt that now that I know more of myself, I can understand more of my thoughts. I will interpret it much differently than I did back then versus when I was just like only 19. Now I'm 29. I feel like it will probably recenter me in a way that I wouldn't expect it to.
For me, it's still getting played, but it's not like I'm finna listen to one song. When I want to listen to a song from here, it just becomes a let's listen to the whole project thing because it's one of those pieces. It's not a damn. I just want to hear this one song. Um, I also listen to a lot of music from like the artist perspective first, and then I like meld my way into the fan version of it. So whenever I think of anti, I think about everything that was involved around it. Anti for me is one of my favorite rollouts. When I'm thinking about projects, I always go back and reference what was happening with the anti rollouts. I mean, just the promo videos for me were enough. I didn't need music videos from this. Just the lead up to it was enough.
Mm.
There's a lot of cultural impact from this album that I'm gonna save for the future questions that I'm trying not to spill into. But again, just playing off of what Matthew said earlier, each of these songs feel like their own world and they still connect. So I know that listening to a consideration, I'm gonna get lost in that. But then I'm gonna also have the same feeling on a higher or a love on the brain. And then also seeing those songs perform live. Like I don't remember what award show it was, and I'm pretty sure she was performing. She was either performing Love on the Brain or Higher.
Love on the brain.
And I remember thinking it was, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I was like, this
Mm-hmm.
is Rihanna's best vocal performance I've ever heard in my life. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember that era. We got homegirl, we got friends, we have mutual friends who was like, this girl Rihanna can't sing live. And when that performance came for this
Mm-hmm.
album, I was like, yeah, shut them all up. So this is one of those bodies of work that is like, if we talking me as an artist, if I'm telling people you want to go listen to certain albums on how to make a concise body of work, this is one of those in that curriculum for me.
Yeah, I think like I said, I have a fresh perspective on it. I have fresh ears on it. Like I heard a lot of the hits. Like I'd heard obviously like you hear Needed Me, you heard the Sex with Me, you heard, a lot of the hits that came out, and I enjoyed all of those hits, but I never had the desire because of, just not being a huge Rihanna fan to go and listen to the entire project. And, in preparation for this conversation, listening to the whole project, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see this being something that I go back to like in the future. It feels fresh. It feels like a lot of what artists are trying to replicate now. Like it feels like the R&B that I search out for in 2026 from a lot of artists. And I was like, "Oh man, I could have just like I and it but it's funny in a way that that was not the R&B I was searching for in 2016 though. And I find that to like
You want to
be
know
an
what's so
interesting.
interesting?
Yeah.
Just to add on to that, because as I'm listening, all of y'all are referring to this as an R&B album, which is like the funny thing to me, because Rihanna has always been, at least for like industry side, been labeled a pop
Pop.
artist.
Yeah.
and she's a pop artist, a pop star. Even the album on streaming this is a pop album. But I love how everybody's like, this wasn't the R&B I was looking for. This is her best R&B album, her first urban album. So it's like, all right, I got it. I think that adds more credence to the this is her first Robin album, her first true identity album.
Yeah, and I think to me for a while she was like paralleling Madonna so much, like album, chart, get a song that's gonna hit. And I feel like she cracked the code that unfortunately Madonna's still struggling with, which is like make an album where it's just going to rest. And even though I think like technicality, the music may not squarely fit into R&B, the essence feels so much R&B. It's just
Mhm.
rooted. Like there's no shaking this. The woman making this album has no fear about what's about to happen next. I think I feel that like when I listen to this album, like there's just it feels like closure almost. Like I've made peace with whatever this is, you know, whatever the ending. I love the Rihanna versus Robin. Like if Rihanna is done today, me and Robin are cool to move forward. You know, um, I, it's almost like I feel like when I used to listen to Angie Stone music. Like it's just if there's an authenticity to it that's like it feels so squarely like I don't have to do anything but this and I'm proud of it. Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure how that was like I was trying to tie it to the R&B
Yeah.
thing, but it's just that thread. Yeah.
So I'm looking up some of doing like in person live as we're talking some research on the album. In an interview in 2015, Rihanna says she wants her eighth album to be soulful and timeless, having found really really big songs on her past album that have fallen out of her taste. I wanted an album that I could perform in 15 years and not any songs that would be burnt and played out. Um, the album was to
That's what I
be
wanted to
exec.
add into when you were.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Darren. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Is
Go
that
ahead. No, finish it. Go ahead.
the album was to be executive produced by Kanye West, who had performed the intended lead single 4 or 5 seconds. However, West stepped down. Da, 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 da. Rihanna wanted to
Thank
record to
God.
Rihanna wanted this record to represent her authentic self, feeling numb and disconnected from her emotions. She experienced an emotional turmoil. She did an interview in 2019. She talked about her spiritual well being while making the album. That saying, I had been in a place where I felt like I had disappointed God so much that we weren't close.
Damn.
So I made anti. That's fire. What I wanted to, because you were Darian, when you were talking about you're just first listening to it and how everything sounded cool and fresh, even though this was made a decade ago. I feel like this was also a great example of music that just didn't sound dated, even when it was
Mm-hmm.
released. To when you listen to it 5 years ago, when you hear the singles now, when you like Matt, you saying whether it's radio or walking through the fucking store or something, you could still hear work and you're not gonna be like ill, or you could still hear needed me and
Well,
it still feels refreshing today.
wouldn't go that
You gonna say
far.
ill, but you're gonna say ill because you're gonna hear Aubrey. You,
Uh,
you might,
I, so
uh,
that might lead it. That might lead into the first controversial question. What's the most overrated song on the
let's get
album,
it.
and why is it work?
It does work. I was like, it's
It
no
is
other
work.
answer but work.
I'm
It
gonna
is
say
work.
it's love on the
That
brain.
video was heat.
Oh,
What?
okay, okay,
Yes, it's love on the brain. It's love on the
Love
brain.
on
okay.
the brain?
I I, I don't hate that
Why?
option either.
What? Okay,
Don't
why?
don't hate that option.
I need to hear this because I have pushback.
It's not bad. I don't think there's a bad song on this album. But when I say overrated, I think people like were were clamoring to this song is for the vocal performance, and I was like, it wasn't even that. I think it was to me, it's the weakest vocal performance on the album because it feels like a safe place where I've heard her before. If I'm thinking about other songs where I'm like, you're pushing yourself vocally on the album, those songs are actually not getting the attention that I wish they would. It's not a bad song, but like, is it the song that I probably am? I'm gonna go get like some snacks on, listen to it. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Love on the Brain, snack music.
Yeah.
I think
No, I don't know
Love on the
about
Brain
that,
would be
Big Dog.
Love on the Brain would be my second most overrated song on the album for sure.
The only answer to most overrated is Work. It's the most overrated because it's the most successful.
It's the most
That's just what it
overplayed.
is. We know
Yes. Yeah.
Most
it's the most
overplayed, yeah.
overplayed. It's the most overrated. We know that for sure.
Yes.
I think I think people, if for the people that think Love on the Brain is overrated, I think people feel that way because it's Rihanna singing it. If it was Beyonce singing it, people would feel
Mm,
differently about it.
precisely.
That's where my pushback is at. You hear this song and you hear somebody else singing it, and that's not Rihanna. So that's where it's I don't know, because it sounds like an attempt at somebody else. Love on the Brain is nah, bro.
It's
That's one of them
beautiful.
ones.
I
From
love
the
that
writing to
song.
the vocal performance to the content. That's one of them ones, bro.
Mhm.
I don't like the background arrangement that much. I don't think it matches well with her. It's not even her so much. It's just like I think there were better ways to vocally produce the song.
You just don't think that doesn't you just don't think it meshes well.
I don't, and I think that's why maybe it's a little overrated for me because I think there are some glaring flaws with the song. I don't, and I wouldn't, and I say that as a Beyonce fan who like if she did this with the backing vocals, I would hate it too because I don't think they support her in the right way. I think there are different ways to really bring through the feeling of the song that were not like I think these like almost like Pet Shop Boy vocals in the background.
What song has she done that was similar to Love on the Brain?
Beyonce or
No,
who?
Rihanna.
I don't know. I don't think there is one.
That's my thing. I don't to me that was one of the just off of memory and just thinking to me that was new for me. But I
Yeah,
also think Love on
100%.
the Brain gets experience. I think Love on the Brain gets experienced differently if it's not immediately followed by Higher, which is a stronger, better vocal performance from Rihanna as well.
And maybe that's also why it's overrated because Higher is next, and I'm like, I actually want to be here. Like this feels like yeah, this is
If
cute.
Love on the Brain is placed, if Love on the Brain is placed like 4 tracks higher in the track list, I think you maybe feel a little bit differently about it. You might feel the same way, but probably not as nah, fuck this.
And
No,
it's not nah, fuck this. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm
yeah,
with you. I'm with you.
yeah.
one song I feel like I wouldn't say it's overrated, but it took me a minute to actually like and get on par with it. It's Desperado.
It's a cool song.
I was about to
Hey,
say that.
I like
hey,
Desperado now, but when I
we,
first heard it, it took me a good minute to
Nah.
get on par with it. Be like,
hey,
I don't know. But as I
I
listen to
remember
it more and more, I'm like, this is my shit.
I
But
remember
when it
stopping
first
what I
came
was
out,
doing to because I used to listen to albums and not look at the track list. So I
mhm.
remember stopping what I was doing to go and see what this song was. I was like, why the fuck am I getting Cowboy Rihanna right now? And then
And
I
for
started the song
me,
over.
same way, but I stopped it to be like,
Heat.
I don't know about this one.
Cowboy
I don't
Rihanna.
know.
Ah,
It
heat,
took me a
heat,
good minute.
heat.
I like it now. Trust me,
Desperado.
I like it now. But back then, when it first dropped, it was a skip for me for a cool minute.
I'm
It had to grow on me.
I'm glad it grew on you.
Hey,
I'm glad it grew on you.
y'all said all three of the ones that I like. I could pass on for the most part.
Peter, you're not part of the
Nigga, you don't know
conversation.
ball. You don't know ball. You the moderator. You the host.
And
You
I
don't
will
even
also
go here. This your third day.
fair. It's day 4 technically. Yeah. I will also say I mean I guess I don't know when the deluxe edition came out versus the regular edition. She could have kept all them deluxe edition songs.
Oh no,
This is first.
Respectfully,
What we
Sex with
not gonna
Me.
do? What we not gonna do?
oh,
What we not gonna do? What we not gonna do as Mr. I just got here, first of all, and this is also gonna this plays into the cultural impact of all of those extra songs. Those are arguably the ones that people love the most that wasn't on the original version, and those are the ones that you hear the most that ain't even on the OG version. You heard
mhm.
sex with me all the fucking time, and it wasn't on the original
Just
drop.
that is the one. That is the
Ho,
one.
same shit.
I think
Good
could have
night in
kept that
Gotham.
one.
Good night in Gotham is like Good night in Gotham is like album cut, a deep cut.
Nigga,
If
you
you
just like
really fuck
Batman,
with Rihanna
nigga.
in the album,
Shut up. You just like
no, nigga, that
Batman.
ain't got nothing to do with Batman.
Also, how cool do you have to be? A bonus track doesn't even feature your vocals. I just put it on there because I thought it sounded cool. I'm not even on this song. I know it's supposed to be longer, but I'm like, you kept it because it's just that cool.
Hey,
Come on,
listen.
bro.
It's fair. Like I said, I having experienced only the deluxe version, I didn't have to wait for them. I didn't have to, I didn't have to hear the regular version first and then, get these as a bonus. I just heard it all together. Um, I,
That was your
I
first mistake.
I have a very strong opinion on most deluxe editions of most albums. I think they're
I
unnecessary.
probably share that. I share that opinion with you.
I think there's a reason why people have teams, and there's a reason why songs don't make the original album. Is usually my strong
Well, this is the thing
opinion.
too. The only reason that this is a deluxe edition is because of streaming. Because when this
Yeah,
album released, there was no real deluxe. These extra
yeah,
tracks were only on the Target exclusive, so that's all it
yeah,
was.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and fuck Target. So,
To me,
but
like the deluxe editions make this the perfect DVD. Like whenever I feel like I'm listening to it, I feel like I'm popping in the classic DVD. You got Good Night in Gotham with the great closer. You got the credit scene, which is Pose, and like Sex with Me is that perfect like after credits like post credit scene. And I'm like, I love everything about this. I just saw my favorite movie again. Like I feel like it was like structured perfectly with the bonus ones.
yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna let it grow on me. I've heard the album in its entirety now 3 times. I'm gonna
Have you listened
let it
to
grow
it?
on me.
Listen to it 10
Have you
moments.
listened to it in? Have you listened? Facts. Have you listened to it in order every time?
Yes, yes,
Okay, now listen on shuffle.
Correct. Correct. Yes.
maybe,
For
Make
maybe.
me, that's the
your.
sign of a great album because when Schoolboy Q
Mm-hmm.
dropped Habits and Contradictions, I
Hmm.
listened to that album on shuffle the first time on accident. I'm not a shuffle listening nigga. I listened on accident and I was like, damn, this album's really good. Went to play the album again and was like, oh, I fucked up on the first listen. And it got better for me. So
Mm-hmm.
play it back in shuffle and then you let me know when you do like 2 or 3 on shuffle.
Not the damn in
I.
reverse.
No, don't do that. Shuffle.
I'm a shuffler. I'm a shuffler. I'll listen to the album the first way, like how it's intended, from like the track list from beginning
Okay.
to end. But then my second run through, I'm listening to it on shuffle to see if I can
You a
get that
demon.
same momentum going from each song, no matter when and how it's played. Like all of my favorite albums are songs that I can listen to on shuffle and still know exactly what's like the vibe that's gonna give me, and I'm gonna like it. I'm continuing that vibe, that momentum.
Man,
On the second listen though, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
it's bold,
That's
Mm-hmm.
wild.
but all right.
Mm.
Let's see. What question do I want to move to next? Let's see. All right, we talked about overrated song. What's all right? I guess the opposite, the antithesis. What's the most underrated song on the album?
Mm. Like two. Consideration and say more mistakes.
Mm.
It sounds like Higher was a pretty popular choice for some for y'all. Y'all talked about Higher quite a bit. It's like, and that's a song that like I obviously like having not heard that one. That was one I didn't hear about people. I didn't hear people talk about Higher very often. Um,
I think Hire's an underappreciated one for sure. And then yeah, I think that's really it because all of these are just so fucking strong. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be it's gonna be Higher, bro.
Yeah, I would say higher. James Joint also doesn't always get the
Yeah.
vibe appreciation. I would say not for this, maybe not so much for the song itself, but for its based on the album. I'm a huge fan of somebody who knows how to close an album out well. I think it was risky for her to close out with "Close to You," but it worked
That was a
so
great
well.
outro.
So I feel like it's underappreciated for the way like her album that I'm
It,
like she's crafting this super well. Like this is a perfect benediction for it. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like James Joint was a little too early in the album. Like I feel like it
Hmm.
shouldn't have been track 2. Like it felt like that consideration leading into that, like it felt like a little abrupt. But I love James Joint. My of all the songs, like again, I'm not qualified to be in this conversation. Woo is my like song that like I never heard anybody talk
There you
about.
go.
I love that
You've redeemed
song.
yourself. We on the
Woo,
same page now. All right, brother. You good.
Woo was my song where I was like, oh shit, this is like, whoa, yeah, that was like the song that I heard, and I was like, that's the one. Like, I know that I'm like immediately hearted on Apple Music, add to daily playlist. Like, that was the one where I was like, I want this one as often as possible. This is probably my favorite Rihanna song that I've ever heard right now. Like, that was the one for me. And I think I liked Higher a lot. Um, but yeah, I think Woo was the one where I was like, damn, hold on. I didn't know Rihanna was coming like this. Hold on.
Mhm.
I have a working conspiracy that there's a Travis Scott versus the Woo that didn't make the album
I believe it.
I could
because
see it.
that was like
I
peak
could see
Travis.
it. It sounds like it was
That was
like
that was
go
birds
ahead.
in the trap. That was birds in the trap. Travis.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm looking because it was producers Hit Boy and Travis Scott.
Yeah,
So it would probably is a song that didn't make Birds in the
it
Trap.
didn't make. Listen,
It
man.
made it to Rihanna. So that's another 2016 album that I need somebody to talk with me about
I'll
Birds in
do
the
that one
Trap
with you. I will do that one with you.
because
I will
that is
definitely
my
do that.
that's my favorite Travis Scott album, and no one ever talks about it enough.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll do that one with you for sure.
lit. But yeah, I think Woo is my probably like under. That's the one that like you like I said you hear like I had heard Consideration, I heard James Joint, I heard Kids Better, I heard Work, I had heard Desperado, even like not my favorite, but I'd heard it. I heard Needed Me, obviously, heard Love on the Brain, heard Sex with Me. I heard all those songs. Those are the ones that I'd obviously heard. I didn't really hear any of the other ones prior to this week. And Woo was the one where, like, out of all those songs, that is the one, like, my favorite song on the album. So I think that makes it to me the underrated song for sure.
Mhm.
Let's see. Next question. What do we want to do? I guess we did overrated, we did underrated. What is the best song in your opinion? You know, if you want to go by Billboard numbers, by most platinum, whatever your metric is, what is the
Please don't come
best
here playing number
song?
games.
I don't play number games, but I'm saying some people. I know some people who feel that way, like, hey, this Work is the best song because it went quadruple platinum or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
they want to do. It went
No.
diamond, but what is the best song if you want to go sonically, if you want to go production, if you want to go lyrically, what is the best song on the album in your subjective opinion? And if you don't like that question, you can say, what is your favorite song? Either one of those I'll take as an answer.
Let's say my favorite song is probably Same Old Mistakes, for sure. I, me as a person who is also a Tame Impala fan, I
Mm.
thoroughly enjoyed her cover of Same Old Mistakes. It was a different take, and I feel like she did it very beautifully. And I feel like it was done in such a way where it was like a completely different song. Like at first, I didn't even recognize the song, but it took me a second to be like, "Oh wait, this is Tame Impala." So personally, I feel like that is one of my favorite songs off of this album.
I'm not gonna hold you. I think "Kiss It Better" might be the best song on here.
I love Kissing Better.
It's just
Mhm.
It's
it's
really
everything you want.
good.
It's everything you want and need from a song, from production to melody to lyrics. It's simple, but it's not idiotic. Like it's a perfect song, formulaic song for like all intents and purposes, and you don't get tired of it. It still stands the test of time, and it just applies to so much. Yeah, it's probably Kiss It Better for me.
I have an argument for two. Personally, like the song that stops me in my tracks each time is "Close to You." I don't know, there's a vulnerability to it after such like a dynamic album that I'm like, I'm in love with this moment. But in the grand scheme of things for 2016, Black Femme Rage that is like ruling music for several albums. For me, it's Needed Me. It's her contribution to that. Everybody else I think is looking for reconciliation or like healing. She's like, actually fuck everybody. And I was like, it's necessary. It's necessary. And it's so simple. It's so like ass that I was like, and then my friend Tiffany like pointed out like Fuck Your White Horse in the Carriage. And the semblance of the same world of Lemonade happening is so dynamic, right? Like in one instance, you have people, like I said, like looking for like how to make it work, and it's like, actually, I don't need anybody to save me. I'm fucking Rihanna. And I'm like, that's the statement piece. I think if I pick one song that I'm like sums up the whole album, it's Needed Me. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if I had to pick of like best, like I think Woo is my favorite song. That's the one that like I'm gonna go back to constantly, as I said. But like the song that like encompasses the album, the song that I think is the best song, I think Kiss It Better and Needed Me are the two that like to me are like that stand out. And I lean towards Needed Me for those reasons. Like when I talk about like the rage of this album, like the passion of this album, that is what drew me in. Like that I was like, I like this album because when I listen to an album, I'm usually listening for a feeling. Like I'm not listening like I used to just be a lyric nigga. I used to only care about lyrics. And I was like, for a while, I was like, I only care about production. And then I was like, no, I listen to music for feelings. Like I want to leave a music with like, I want to leave an album with a feeling. Like I want this album to tell me something either about myself, about this artist, about this moment in time. And like this album is like just like the right amount of like petty rage that like I like it spoke so much to me. And I think Needed Me is like the one that stands out to me. It's like, no, like you was just another nigga on the hit list.
That's the other thing about it too. That shit feels and it flows like a rap song. Like when you listen to the lyrics and those bridges, because I'm over here, I'm not in my head just like running the song back. Fun on the love, but I give it to you. Don't get it. Yeah, that shit. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Like if people think about like we talk about kind of like, you know, talk about sparking trends and sparking like kind of like movements. And you know, Beyonce has gotten a lot of like credit for like, you know, doing these rap songs and doing that in a lot of her, you know, in the, you know, a lot of this stuff. I think this, you know, hearing this album, like Rihanna, a lot of these songs are rap coded. A lot of these songs,
Bitch.
a
Come on, man.
lot of these songs, like you said, like even Woo, like a lot of these songs are bars, like just with a little bit of melody. Like this is like we are predating a little bit of that. Like Beyonce got a lot of credit for like kind of doing that. And like I think this is, you know, I'm never gonna say anybody's biting nobody, but this
Not
there was a
we don't even have to say biting. What we got to realize,
you know,
one, we can say the influence was there. Influence ain't nothing wrong with influence. Ain't nothing wrong with inspiration. Ain't nothing wrong with source. I got homies.
We're making Matthew we're making Matthew squirm in his seat.
Still float them all the time. I'm never gonna directly correlate what Beyonce does to something that Rihanna did. I'm never gonna do that.
Yeah.
I think that's disrespectful to both of them individually as artists.
Yeah, correct.
But I am gonna always big up the impact and the staying power of Anti and what it did. Because we also got to remember, bro, and I think this will like pivot us into whatever the next question is gonna be. But she dropped this in January.
Yeah,
niggas don't drop albums in January.
That's the dead zone. Yeah.
And
you don't drop movies or albums in January. Yeah, that's the dead zone.
And it was talked about all year, not a music year. A music year is April to October if you really nice, like the entire calendar year. So yeah, bro, nah, this it's different. It's different.
Yeah. Hey, Matthew, I want to give you a chance because, like I said, you were squirming in your seat a little bit. I want to give you a chance.
He's like, slow down, niggas.
Yes. I was like, oh wait, because I do think I want a fair shot of Beyonce purely doing some rap traps. I do think she's a better rapper. I think Beyonce is actually a great rapper, and just haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna say it.
When your husband's Jay-Z, you gotta be a great rapper.
So I think I would lean more towards it's given license to some of like what we have for Hot Girls, Lottos, that sort of thing. I think all actually is birthed from Rihanna. I know some people are giving it's like Kim, which I'm sure there's a reference. I'm like, actually, these are all Rihanna's babies. Being confident enough to be like, nah, I'm her. I feel like that's Rihanna. And I liked this growth from like when you sing so many hooks for like the songs she was singing for like early 2000s. Like I was like, I definitely see the influence of that picked up here. Yeah, my skin's done crawling because I know we're not doing comparison, but I was like, they rap so different. You have like one is like the essence of the rapper. The other one is like actually like I'm trying to do the lyricism of it. I just nobody will let me. I feel like Beyonce wants to be a rapper so bad. I feel like Rihanna's just like, no, I'm just talking shit. And I'm like, nah, I feel that.
Yeah. I think it's just more just like the fact that like I don't ever hear like I've never heard anybody like talk about like these songs being like rap coded. And like I've heard Beyonce get a lot of that praise, and I'm not saying like obviously not comparing apples and oranges. It's more just like I hear this and I hear rap songs when I hear some of these songs on this album, like, and that's not in a bad way. Like I hear bars and like it makes me excited. Like I love hearing that, and I just like, oh man, like I wonder why like no one like heard this before? Like, has no one like pointed this out before? Like, I'm sure someone has, and I just, obviously, I just heard this this week, and I just wasn't paying attention. I was under the rock, but like, I haven't heard people like big up in that way that I hear like some of the Beyonce stuff and like things like that. Like that's all it was. Like obviously, definitely. I think I do agree with you. Beyonce, like Beyonce. I want Beyonce. I know everybody's like, oh, she's gonna do like a rock album next, or I want Beyonce to drop a rap album. I want Beyonce to just do a rap album, and I would be so happy.
That's what the Carters was. That's what she was testing with the Carters.
No, I just want her to just do just full bars, just a rap album. I'm ready for it.
And not to belabor the point, I'm not actually even like, it's not even so much about the Beyonce thing. It's like, I just don't know that it feels rap coded. I feel like rappers were taking their cues from Rihanna. I really feel like it was like, when you're that cool, I feel like she's in that select group of like, everyone else is actually trying to match up to where you are. I think a lot of rappers like have to posture much harder. There's no posture in what she's doing. It's just, I know that I'm her, and so everybody else is running to catch up. That was my only thing. Is like, is it rap coded or is rap Rihanna coded?
I love that. I think rap is Rihanna coded because that also goes back to what you said earlier about the authenticity that you feel in this album. I think this was Rihanna's way of we going in circles now, but the callback is this was Rihanna's. This is her identity album. This is really who I am. Everything before this was the labels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This was a bunch of A&R's feeding me songs that I could do well, and I loved music and I enjoyed it, but that wasn't who I am at my heart. We've always known Rihanna to be that bitch. That's how she's always spoken about her, and that's what this album is. And then rappers are like, damn, that's a confident motherfucker. I should be like that.
Yeah.
Rap is Rihanna coded. Now I gotta go revisit all of 2016.
So yeah, so just to give before we go into the next question, to give obviously anti some more flowers, as if, I mean, obviously it doesn't need any more flowers, but it's talking about dropping an album in January, when January is historically just a dead zone for any releases. You don't release shit in January. You let the new year settle. You usually don't get your first like really good movie until like maybe the end of February. You usually don't get your first like big albums until March, like maybe April if you're like, depending on who it is. This shit, the accolades are off the chart. It was ranked as the 48th best album of the 2010s. Billboard ranked it as the 7th best album of the 2010s. Um, Spin, Spin magazine ranked it as the number one album of the 2010s. Like it's ranked in the top 100 on several magazines of best albums of the decade, best album of the 2010s. And I
On
know
Apple
we,
Music.
yeah, talking about number one hits. Let's see, Sex with Me was ranked as the best song of 2016 by multiple articles and publications. Work was ranked as the 16th best song. Higher was ranked as the 36th best song. Needed Me was ranked as the 51st best song of 2016. Um, let's see. Yeah, it's just what I'm looking. Anti was ranked as the 8th most mentioned album of all publications. Is the 8th most mentioned album of the decades list. um it's insane. It's just like,
It's the
yeah.
second most notorious snub from the Grammys for that period.
Listen, bro, and niggas be thinking I'm crazy and hating when I say that. I'm like that. That's easily the most snubbed album of that entire year.
It's pretty
It
it's
don't it
it's
don't get the praise it deserve.
it's pretty nuts, like thinking about it. It is.
And then we
It
also
is.
got to talk about the industry games around it, which was, I think she might have been the second artist to do it after Hove did the buy my buy my album shit, get it already free thing with Samsung. She was the second person to
Mm-hmm.
get it done. So
Yep.
Billboard didn't count those first million that first
Yep.
week. So then she goes on the second week to do, I want to say like, was it like 350 plus or something? So then she gets the number one album again, even when they discounted the sales that already had worked in their favor. So I mean, nah, bro, because a lot
It.
of artists don't get the second week. You get the first week
Yeah.
and then you fall off because the label don't fuck with you or everybody listened and said this shit is trash. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It was.
nah, bro, she's
It
different.
was. It was certified
Different.
platinum after 2 days of its release. I mean, in January. So it peaked the top for 2 weeks. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's yeah. It's a amazing album. It's up there. It's I regret not giving it its attention in 2016. But again, as we kind of talked about with the Solange album, when we were like, I wish I could, have a minor car accident and just forget that album and hear it for the first time. It was really, really nice to like be able to hear this album kind of like for the first time, and like hear, like, I never heard Woo before, like ever, until this week. And hearing that shit, I was like, God damn. And
To hear
like,
that again for the first time.
that's what I'm saying, man. It's like it was really cool to like hear this album in its entirety for the first time, and like it was a dope experience. It was nice to enjoy my long commute to work for once and like have something new to enjoy. So speaking of introducing a new album, doing something. Next question, and probably one of the last questions of the night. Um, let's just say someone like me living under a rock for the last 10 years, never heard this album before. What are the three, maybe four? I'll give you a max of four, 3 or 4 songs that you would pick. Like, you can't make them listen to the whole album in that one setting. You have 15 minutes tops with this person who has never heard this album before. What are the 3 or 4 songs that you would give them to convince them to listen to the whole album when they get home?
Easy. I'm going first.
You said it was easy, so I guess you're going first.
Easy. Consideration, Woo, Needed Me, Love on the Brain.
There you go. Even though you said "Kiss It Better" was the best song on the album.
You're gonna. I'm picking songs that you're not gonna hear on the radio.
Okay.
You're gonna hear "Kiss It Better."
Okay.
Oh my God! It ain't. Oh man, we talking about. I'm hearing "Kiss It Better" in my head again. That's a Jesus Christ. That's a Doja Cat record these days. My God. My God.
It really, like, I don't think I can like say enough like how blown away at how ahead of how ahead of its time this album is. Like, this is literally like, this is the R&B, like this is the music that I'm listening to, the non hip hops, as we're gonna argue if it's R&B or pop, whatever. This is the non hip hop music that I am seeking out in 2026. Like, this is the sound of non rappers that I am like actively searching for in 2026. Like, this is what I want my singing niggas to sound like in 2026. And but this is not what I was looking for from my singing niggas in 2016. And so it's just like, I niggas are time travelers. I don't have an explanation for, like, because it makes me feel like I might not have liked it as much in 2016, which is like hard. It's like I'm trying to process that feelings in my head, because like, this is not what I fucked with in 2016. Like, I was definitely more in my like, the singing shit I was listening to was like definitely more like lovey-dovey shit in 2016. I was like definitely more like, I was in my I would like call it the shea butter music. I was definitely more into my like Solange bags in 2016. I was definitely
you wanted Jamila Woodses everywhere.
yeah, yes, yeah, yes. I was in my like, I'm trying to do my neo soul, my 2016, my new age neo soul shit. This was not the music I was listening to in 2016, but this is, I'm on my fuckboy R&B in 2026. And so like, that's what, like, it's kind of crazy that this is, yeah, it's just, I'm trying to process of like the time travel of it at all. Like, niggas are wizards, and I don't understand it. But please, someone else join in for what their top 3 or 4 songs to convince somebody to hear the album would be.
I'm gonna do a mid-album 4-song run. Desperado, Woo, Needed Me, Yeah, I Said It. Like, go straight through. You got the album. Yeah.
Okay.
That would be a crazy EP.
I gotta give Desperado a few more chances, I guess. I gotta give it a shot.
Dude, that's one of her more dynamic vocal performances on the album too. Like, she's on Desperado walking that shit down.
I can admit, I don't listen to music for the vocals. Like, I know that like 80% of the people I listen to like probably actually can't sing. Not saying Rihanna's one of those people, but I know that the majority of the people I listen to like probably can't really sing. Like, they sing better than me, but I know that, like, production means a lot to a lot of artists. And so like, I'm not, dynamic vocals and all that shit. Like, I just want the song to sound good. If the producers got to chop you up a little bit, they got to tweak your auto tune just a little bit, what that's why engineers get paid the big bucks. Make this shit sound nice. Make my shit straight, bitch ass nigga. We're good. But I gotta just give it a few more chances. I also like I know that wave that I know that's not exactly country. I know it's not country, but like I don't old west like western rustic shit. That's just not my like even on like like Sir's new album, the 6 whole days shit. Like I leave that shit off the
I ain't listening.
album. Like
I don't know about
I
that.
don't need that. I don't need that kind of shit for my life. And so like I just got to give it more of a chance.
We talking about time travel and how ahead of time this is. Desperado's a fucking Lil Nas X song now. Like, come on, bro.
That's what yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like it's fucking
Come on,
weird.
bro. Yeah.
Renee, we lose you, Renee. You still here?
She went to sleep.
We
Long
might have
day.
lost Renee. Yeah, she just hey, that healthcare life, it'll get you.
Oh God.
Well, I guess I'll jump in as the nigga who just heard this album. The 4 songs that someone could have introduced to me that would have made me listen to the album earlier. um, I mean, I heard all the big songs. I heard the shit that was on the radio, and it didn't really move me to hear the album in its entirety. And I loved all the singles. Like I loved all the big songs that you heard. Like, but I think for me, consideration, I love that song. So consideration has to be one of them. Um, I I want to include James Joint, but it feels like really short. It feels like too much of a teaser. Um, so I'm gonna say consideration, woo, needed me, and then probably sex with me. I think those are the ones that feel to me like they kind of encompass the like the fuck you-ness of the album. Like they're like, no, nigga, like this is me. Like you're fucking up. Like I am fucking Rihanna. Like who do you think you are? Like the fucking the bowling nigga, the who you think you are? I am. Like that's what this album like makes me feel like. And I think those are like some of the songs that like give me that vibe. And I know Desperado is also supposed to feel that. Um and I also agree with Renee. I know she dipped. I really like Same Old Mistakes. Like I like Same Old Mistakes a lot. That would probably be like the 5th one on the list. But yeah, those are the 4 I think that stand out to me. That I would try to like convince someone to hear the album. I'm trying to make sure if I didn't leave off any questions, but I think we really covered it all. Best album, best song, favorite song, underrated. I mean, we kind of talked. I think all of the talking in general talked about the question we left off, like
Truly, okay.
why is this album important to Black culture or music in general? But I think we kind of
I mean, the
encompass
staying
that in
power.
general.
We
Yeah,
You still see people posting statuses about didn't they tell you that I was a savage? Like, yeah, bro. Yeah. This is
I
one of those truly timeless albums.
I also think it leaves her, and I wanted to make sure I said this, like expanding this. Like I used to say that Beyonce was the last of that breed of artists who had the staying power of like the Michaels, the Janets, Madonnas, those sorts of people. I think Rihanna, this solidifies she's up there. Like
So
it.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I was thinking this, but didn't know if I wanted to ask it. Is Rihanna the last black superstar as far as like singers go? I'll say at least. Because I want to say, yeah, I don't want to discredit SZA, but SZA's like,
Yeah.
she ain't Rihanna. That's all,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think she is the last black crossover superstar. Like
That's
I don't think
yeah.
anybody else is going to be able to do as seamlessly without it being like a thing. Like you were not surprised when Rihanna was like, "Yeah, me and Maroon 5 are doing a song together." Yeah, I have a song with Neo
Yeah.
now. You know, it just if I don't think that anybody else has
Here
the.
go me, Kanye, and Paul McCartney. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck did y'all get Paul McCartney? Like, what the fuck?
Rihanna. Because it wasn't Kanye.
Yeah.
It was Rihanna. And
Yeah, Paul.
I actually loved that song.
Yeah.
I don't mind it for what it is. I don't
Yeah,
mind
yeah,
it. If it
yeah,
was on a
yeah.
body of work, I'd be upset. As a standalone
Yeah.
song, I don't hate it. I don't
Yeah.
hate it.
I think we
It
can
looks like
all
a song that's supposed to be playing behind Meryl and Future.
it feels like a Gap commercial or something, like a black and white Gap commercial. But we
That
could,
wasn't attached to it. Wasn't that attached to it? I thought that was attached to a clothing line when it dropped.
it might have been. Was it Kanye? Was it Kanye's like Gap shit?
I think it was.
It actually might have been. But we can honestly just really appreciate that Kanye didn't produce this
Yeah.
album because the production was
Yes.
fucking
Thank
fantastic.
God. Thank
And
God.
I love Kanye as a producer. Maybe not in 2016 and past that, but I don't need Rihanna over soul samples, and I don't need Rihanna over Yeezus style Life of Pablo beats, which is what he was doing. Obviously, Life of Pablo was his 26 album. I don't need Rihanna over Life of Pablo style
Hate that
beats.
album.
Ooh, maybe we could do a 2016 hate list. We could talk about that one for
Hey,
2016.
hey, hey, guys.
uh,
Views is too long of an album.
Hey, we can just do one whole stream of like we could do the great album 2016, and we could do one that's just all about the albums that were not that great that people love. I'd be down for that.
With it.
But
With it.
like, yeah, we just like you look at the producers, like you got Hit Boy, you got Travis Scott, you got Boy Wonder, you got Mustard, you got Timberland producing, like No ID on a few tracks, like that. Yeah, you like we lucked out with Kanye deciding to drop out of this production. We got really lucky, because I don't imagine this album would have had the same impact if Ultralight Beam was a Rihanna song. It wouldn't have had the same impact. Oh my god, that would be
I would have been,
hilarious.
I would have been
Father,
so pissed.
Father Stretch My Hands as a Rihanna song. Um, but no. Yeah, I think we really lucked out in 2016 with like just what we got, and like Rihanna being such a huge part of that, like pretty much kicking it off. Like when you think about, she kicked off this amazing year, and I yeah, I'm super glad that I've been able to enjoy this album now. And then so I know it's only been a few days, but I'm gonna continue to enjoy it the rest of this week and continue to develop my thoughts and opinions on it. And I'm super ready for. I mean, if she doesn't do anything else, I think I agree with y'all that I'm okay with that. I mean, it's it's hard to like top. I think it would be really hard to top this. I think there's some artists that like maybe have like, I mean, I think she obviously has the ability to top this, but like it kind of just feels like it was just there. Like the production, the people that were in the room clearly like, even like, I know we said work is the most overrated shit, but like
Even that.
she caught Drake at the right time for like her and Drake to just have like a great moment to make. It's a good song. It's annoying, but it's a good song.
She gave him
Um,
that was his first number one record. She gave him his first number one record. If we're gonna talk about impact, that's one
and
of them.
that's
Like,
and that's
hey, nigga, come to the charts.
and that's pretty nuts. Like that's a crazy fact. Like, and now we're talking about the guy with the most number one songs ever, and this is his first one, and that's a man.
I
Rap
don't
is
know if y'all
Rihanna
know
coded.
consideration.
Rap is
Facts.
Rihanna coded. There it is.
Consideration was supposed to be on Control.
Yep.
It was like, nah.
Nah,
Need that.
yeah.
I also don't know that we would have been as receptive to Control had Anti not come
I
out
don't
the year
think
before.
that's the other thing. See, that's the other thing I was trying to remember was when SZA dropped. Yeah, so you get
SZA was
you get
Control was
your mainstream
2017. Yeah,
you get your mainstream alley-oop for bro. Come on, man. This
Mm.
yeah. Rihanna might have kicked open the door for the 2020s. I'm not gonna hold you.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
All of the yeah, bro. The back half of the 2010s coming into the 2020s, that's all Rihanna.
I mean, like, yeah, we even talk about
Yeah.
we talk about Woo being like a Travis Scott song, like that. That sounds like Birds in the Trap sing McKnight. Like we think of, and yeah, we think about One Dance. Is One Dance as popular as it is without the work that the literally the work that work does before? Like, are we like this shit? Man, this shit might have changed music like in a crazy way. Like looking back at it, this shit might have really shifted like a lot of landscape. Like we're talking about like artists that were not able to make like this kind of music. Like we're talking about like this that like the literally the grungy, dirty, like I said, like fuck boy, like obviously, you know, Rihanna, like not fuck boy, but like this kind of like nah, like fuck you, like I'm like braggadocious, like singing music that was not like it was not really the thing. And like now that is all it is. Like niggas ain't yearning no more. Rihanna was the first R&B artist to not be yearning in her songs. She's like, no, nigga, you go yearn me. I'm the prize. and like, she really like shifted some shit and put Drake's first number one. I don't know if consideration made it in the chart, but probably SZA's first like charting hit. And like we're talking
I think it was on Billboard 200 for sure, if not Billboard 100 when it released. So
yeah, and I mean
yeah, it was up there.
so we're talking about some major milestones that Rihanna kicked down the door for a lot of folks, and rap is Rihanna coded. That's gonna be the tagline of this video. Rap is Rihanna coded. So
Consideration charted globally number one on Billboard dance clubs. For Billboard's dance clubs, it was number one on that chart. So
I fucking love that. I fucking love
yeah,
that song. I love that song. But that's someone who was a SZA fan before the like I think we had somebody in the chat say that this was the first time they heard SZA, and like I was a SZA fan prior, but you
niggas ain't hear
know,
X.
but yeah, but I think we're good. I think we've summed up our love and appreciation for Miss Fenty. And we're so thankful that she blessed us, kicked off 2016, as we said, possibly the best year of black music of all time. She kicked it off for us, and we're thankful, and I'm thankful to you all. I know we might have lost Renee, but thankful to Renee for joining us. Thank you so much to Genesis Renji. Thank you again, Matthew, for joining us. If you all enjoyed this discussion, it will be uploaded to YouTube hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to try to get it uploaded a little bit faster. Our Solange discussion is already on our YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, Black People Know Things, our entire Solange discussion is on there for a seat at the table. And if you love this discussion, we will be discussing Lemonade on Sunday at 9:30. So same time, same place on Twitch. You can find us here to discuss, you know, the next one in our legendary birds. We got Lemonade coming up on Sunday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Find us here. I'm super excited to dive into that one because that's one of the first ones that we can actually talk about a visual album as well. We can talk about the album. We can talk about the actual cultural impact. We get to talk about the punch, the fight heard around the world, and the elevator. We got a whole lot of shit we could talk about with Lemonade. So I'm really excited for that one. As someone who Jay-Z is my favorite rapper, I get to be tangentially involved in this conversation, and I did hear Lemonade when it came out. Obviously, I don't think anybody in the world. That's one of the ones where I think like everybody Like that was just one of those like cultural moments, and it feels like that
That was like the
like
second time Beyonce made the world stop.
like and it's like one of those weird things where like there's very few artists like ever that I think have that ability. Like obviously like Michael Jackson and maybe Beyonce.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And like yeah, I know like white folks are gonna say like Elvis Presley or whatever, and he probably did it
No,
that he probably did it that
no,
time, like in
no.
the fucking 50s or
He
whatever. But
didn't.
like
He didn't, bro. He
I
didn't,
wasn't
bro. He didn't.
alive. I'm not gonna say
He didn't.
I wasn't there.
My
But
my grandma loved that nigga, but my grandma seen Beyonce too, bro. He wasn't like that.
my grandma see Beyonce too. He wasn't like that.
Elvis Presley is the greatest cover artist ever, nigga. What we talking about?
Facts. But like I'm talking about like I have never seen in my lifetime, like, I was, I missed Mike's prime. I can admit that. I missed Mike's prime. I was, Mike's prime was, late 80s. He had some shit in the 90s, obviously, but his prime was the mid to late 80s. And I had never seen the world stop the way it did when Lemonade dropped. Like, there's people who, like, left their jobs. Like, hold on. I gotta go listen. She dropped the as a video album. Hold on, there's videos for everything, for every song. Hold
Within a
on.
week, colleges were creating entire curriculums to be like, let's talk about how this changed the world.
Like curriculums, like on like literally changing coursework as it happened. Like, hey, I know we were supposed to be talking about something else, but this is now the sociology of Lemonade, nigga. We fuck whatever we were talking about before. Drop that whole.
This is Econ 101.
No, this is the econ of Beyonce now. You got it. And like I had never seen anything like that, and so I'm excited to dive into that one. I hope people will join. Whether you signed up to be a part of it or not, feel free to hop into Discord, hop on a Twitch, and join us. Again, thank y'all so much for joining. Thank y'all for watching in the Twitch, and we will see y'all on Sunday. And then after that on Sunday, I'll just throw it out there. Our next album discussion that we have coming up is on the 22nd of July. We'll be discussing Blonde by Frank Ocean. So those are our next two coming up. And then after that, I think we're going to dive into some of those smaller ones that people didn't really sign up for a little bit. We got, Birds in the Trap, we got Awaken My Love, and we got a couple of other ones that were some one-offs that people picked. But the next two big ones obviously are Lemonade on Sunday, and then July 22nd, we're going to be doing Blonde by Frank Ocean. So we'll see y'all around. Y'all have a good night. Peace, everybody.